we've talked a lot about the Rangers Devils on the show over the past year, obviously, because they were neck and neck, during the regular season and whatnot. The Islanders make the playoffs in game 82. Like, it took them literally the entire year to clinch. And, now we're entering this point where all three teams are relevant at the same time, where that hasn't really happened like in our lifetime. The only year I could think of was like, 06, 07 when all three teams made the playoffs. So, now that we're going into this decade, I guess, of Islanders, Rangers, Devils, do you think the Islander-Ranger rivalry can get back to where it once was? Because, I think about the last decade, 15 years plus, like it's been mostly Rangers dominating the regular season, but the Islanders win the head-to-head matchups for whatever reason. I don't know why that is. But, if you ask me, and we have this debate, I feel like all the time, like the Rangers' biggest rival is the Devils. But other people feel differently. Cody, I don't know how you feel about it, but from the Islander perspective, I want to know that rivalry as well.
I think once Shesterkin and Sorokin solidified themselves as elite net miners, that rivalry just became. I mean, with that Sorokin paddle save,
so sick.
Again, that's a Rangers Islanders wow moment rivalry, right? And I think when both teams are good, of course, the rivalry is going to be better. And I think the next couple of years too will really determine how strong this rivalry will get because, like you mentioned, the Devils are going to be a thorn in every team. But especially, the rivalry with the Rangers and the Islanders, too, they've had some pretty hefty matchups the last couple of years. So I think the rivalry is going to be stronger than ever as these teams continue to grow. Now, we'll see what happens. It could be the Sabres that in this area, if you want to count the Sabres as being
they don't.
I would.
I
I'm just saying, like, they could be – I'm not saying they're going to finish ahead of all three of the teams, Devils, Rangers, Islanders, but, I mean, they're going to be good they're going to be with the Devils once they get to where they got to get. They're going to be very good for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't count the Sabres, but Cody, what do you think about the rivalry, like Rangers Islanders, Rangers Devils?
I think the Rangers Islanders rivalry was a little bit more prominent, maybe in the before we got to the 2020s. I think that decade from 2010 to 20. I mean, obviously, it's one of the longest standing rivalries in hockey, but since the 80s, obviously, when the Islanders went on that tear. But I think. Obviously, the Devils in the last 30 years have a bigger rivalry with the Rangers. That said, I don't know if I think that the Devils are necessarily the Rangers' top rivals. Like, to me, I hate the Devils. Don't get me wrong, can't stand them. But there's nobody I hate more than Pittsburgh. Like, there's nobody I hate more than Pittsburgh. We watched them win 3 times in the last 15 years, and we've played them quite a few times in the playoffs, beat them sometimes, lost them, so to me, they're the team I hate the most, but the Devils are probably second. Yeah.
For me growing up, it was the Flyers, the
really?
Islanders and Flyers. Yeah.